challenge. And as I told you, on day 4, we are going to learn about tenses. Yes, so let me share the screen. I hope the screen is visible to you now. So, as we are going to learn about tenses, actually, tenses are used to show time of any action, whether it whatever action we do. Yes, always we keep on doing something or the other. So something we might have done some time back, something we are doing now, something we might do sometime later. Yes, so the things which we have already done, they are known as past actions, or yesterday actions also. And the things which we are doing now, they are known as present actions. And then the actions which we are going to do later, they are known as future actions. So converting all these actions into tenses, we can say that basically we have three types of tenses, that is present, past and future. So we have three types of tenses, that is present, past and future. Good afternoon, Animesh. And under this, all the three types of tenses can be further bifurcated according to four more types of tenses. Say for example, under present tense, as you can see in the table, under present tense we have got simple present, present continuous, present perfect and present perfect continuous. In the same way, under past tense we have got past simple, past continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Same is applicable for our future tense, that is future simple, future continuous, future perfect and future perfect continuous, right? So the first thing first we are going to see is about simple present tense. Yes. So yesterday we did subject verb agreement. If you remember that we said that the subject must agree with the verbs. Now this rule is applicable whenever you are framing sentences under simple present tense. Now, simple present tense contains sentences which are done by us daily, right? So simple present tense tells us about an action that happens always, regularly, our regular actions. Say for example, when we talk of our regular habit, he wakes up at 7 a.m. every day. So here, under simple present tense, we do not need any kind of helping verb to frame the sentence. Yes, like am, is, are, was, were, will, all such thing, have, has, had, all these things, all these helping verbs are not required when we are framing sentences under simple present tense, because we want to show that these actions are happening daily. Yeah, these actions are happening daily, and that's why we don't have any helping verbs in between. We have the subject and directly we have the main verb. So he wakes up at 7 a.m. every day. He is the subject, wakes is the singular form of the verb. The moment we add s with the verb, it becomes singular, as we discussed earlier. If you have missed yesterday's class, please go back, please go through that video and then come and understand tenses, otherwise it will be difficult for you to understand this. Yes, so he wakes up at 7 a.m. every day. Every day he wakes up. We don't want to show whether he is like he woke up in the past or present or future. This activity is being done by him daily, and that's why we have subject and directly we have the verb. Yes, he drinks tea every morning. He drinks tea every morning. Okay, I get up every day at 5 o'clock. I get up every day at 5 o'clock. My watch keeps good time. So, in all these sentences, we have subject, plus verb, subject plus verb, subject plus verb. We don't have any helping verb in between. So for your practice, what you have to do, think in your mind what you do daily. I wake up at 6 a.m. every day. I brush my teeth. I take a bath. I prepare my breakfast. I do my studies. I practice my coding. So these are the daily activity which you do, and these kind of sentences need subject and verb to be told. Yes. Then sentences which are universally truth, which cannot be changed, they also comes under simple present tense. Yes. So it is also used to talk about universal truths and facts. For example, the earth revolves around the sun. It's a universal truth, we cannot change that truth. It is always going to remain that way only, that the earth will always revolve around the sun. The sun rises in the east. The sun is always going to rise from the east. It is never going to rise from the west. Yes. Apart from this, we also have honey is sweet, fortune favors the brave. Okay, so all these are universal truth, and that's why all the universal truth kind of sentences will come under simple present tense. It is not will come, means you have to use simple present tense while framing sentences like this. And exclamatory sentences, when you are little bit excited and your sentences are starting with here and there. Sometimes you are waiting for the bus and suddenly the bus comes. What do you say? Here comes the bus. Here comes the bus. Here also we have got the verb at the beginning only. We don't have any helping verb. And that's why such kind of sentences comes under what? Simple present tense. Here comes the bus. You're waiting for your best friend. Here comes my best friend. There she goes. Okay. Then sometimes you do narration about some kind of stories or some kind of events. Those kind of narrations also comes under simple present tense, like Shorab now rushes forward and deals a heavy blow to Rustam. Yes. So something which is going on in the present and you are narrating it, showing that the action is going on right now, but you are using simple present tense, right? Immediately, ma'am can share document. Yes, of course we will share it. And then the next one is to express a future event that is part of a fixed timetable. So always there are some actions which happens in a fixed time every day. Okay, say for example you want to go to Mumbai from Delhi. So you need to see the timetable of the trains or buses or aeroplanes, whichever mode you want to use. Yes, so each and everything would be having a fixed timetable, and that is why all such things comes under simple present tense, because we are not going to change the timetable, and that is the reason why we will be using simple present tense. For example, the match starts at 9 o'clock. So maybe there is some kind of match which is going on nowadays, and every day the match starts at 9 o'clock. Every day the match starts at 9 o'clock. The train leaves at 5:20. Train is the subject and then leaves is the verb. Train leaves at 5:20. You might be knowing that before showing the time we will be using at. Yes. I go to my tuition at 3 o'clock. I go to my tuition at 3 o'clock. My classes start at 9:15 every day. So can you see all these have fixed timetable? Even if we talk about this session is also starting every day in a fixed time, that is 2:45. So you can see our English session starts at 2:45 p.m. every day. Yeah. Can you see, means like whatever is happening around you, you can just frame it under simple present tense. So your exercise is, your homework is to think and write about your daily activities, whatever activities you do daily. Yes, think about it and then write. Remember that the structure should be subject and verb, and another thing, your verb should agree with the subject. Yes, and then try to think about all the actions which are beginning at a fixed timetable, which are having a fixed timetable, maybe some kind of serial you are watching like soap, some kind of classes you are attending, or so many kinds of things, they have got fixed timetable. Please try to think about it and then just write and also talk about it. Then about exclamatory sentences, as I told you, exclamatory sentences which starts with here and there, they also comes under simple present tense. Try thinking that you are waiting for your friend and suddenly your friend arrives. What you will say? Here comes my friend. So in this way, try framing sentences, and then also you can frame sentences under universal truth. In this way your practice will also happen, and try talking about it. Try to talk to somebody. Every day I get up at 6 o'clock, every day I brush my teeth at this time. So what happens, this will be a practice for you. Then, okay, so if you have missed yesterday's class, this is just a small gist about it. So whenever we are having pronoun I, we, you, they, we are going to use verbs which are plural. Plural verb means the verbs, that is the working word, you know that action word will come without s. The moment it is without s, that means it is in its plural form. Okay, and why we should use plural form of the verb with I and you? Because I and you always takes the plural form of the verb. He, she, it, or if you are using somebody's name, all such subjects will be taking singular form of the verb. That means your action words will be coming with s. So while framing sentences under simple present tense, please do remember these tips, that your subject should agree with the verb. And the second tip is this, that we are not going to use any kind of helping verb while framing sentences under simple present tense. Ananta Kari, okay. Yeah, Ananta, we will be sharing this study material, and try to practice, then it will help you. So here there are some questions. I'm not going to discuss about the questions. Please look at it and try to frame it under simple present tense. Moving towards present continuous tense. Yeah, present continuous tense speaks about an action that is going on now. The moment it is continuous, that means the action it is going on. The moment it is said continuous, that means your verb will have what? Ing in it. The verb will come with ing. Yes. So, for example, mother is cooking food for us. The girls are enjoying themselves. Here, two things are there, that we will be using helping verbs under present tense, the helping verbs which help us to show that the action is going on right now. Yes, those kind of helping verb we will be using, and they are is, am, are. Yes, and the main verb will be coming with ing. Yes, so can you see here, mother is cooking food for us, so now she is cooking food. The girls are enjoying themselves. And what you people are doing now? You all are attending the class right now. We are attending the class right now. Okay, so what should be the structure of the sentence? Depending on the subject, we should have our helping verbs like is, are, or am plus ing form of the verb. Yes, now whenever we are using I, with I we are always going to use am. For example, I am teaching you tenses right now. I am teaching. I am teaching. So this comes under present continuous tense. I am teaching you tenses right now. we are learning. We are learning English right now. We are. So that means the action is in continuous situation right now. The action is going on right now. You are learning English now. Okay, he, she, it, these are singular form of the subject, singular form of the pronoun. So with singular subject we will be using singular form of the verb, that is. He is learning English now. She is learning English now. It is jumping on the ground now. Yes, so you have to remember, and the main point for you to remember here is with you you'll be using are, whether you are talking to a single friend of yours or more than one person. Okay, so with you are always going to use are when you are framing sentences under present continuous tense. Yes, and with they also we use are. So present continuous tense is used for an action going on at the time of speaking. So now I'm speaking. What I'm doing, I'm teaching you English right now. Okay. So I have got some example here. She is singing now. So at this moment, she is singing. The boys are playing hockey. The boys are playing hockey. So at this moment, they are playing hockey. So now you can think in your mind what you are doing right now, what the other family members they are doing right now. Yes, so in this way you can frame sentences under present continuous tense. Then, for an action that has already been arranged to take place in the near future. Okay, so something which you have already planned. Yes, remember, already planned actions will come under present continuous tense. That is, I am going to the cinema tonight. That means already you have planned for the cinema. You might have bought the ticket also, and that's why you are framing sentences under present continuous tense, telling I am going to the cinema tonight. My uncle is arriving tomorrow. Your uncle has already planned to visit your place by the said date. Yes, and you are telling my uncle is arriving tomorrow. So we have again some practice question. The birds dash on the trees. You have to convert this under present continuous tense. So for example, I will give you the answer for the first one. The birds are singing. This is the main verb we have got, sing. Yeah. So sing will become singing if we add ing with it. The birds are singing. So you have to think which kind of helping verb you are going to use with all these sentences, and then with all these main verbs you are going to add ing, and then your sentences will come under present continuous tense. Okay, moving forward to the present perfect tense. Yes, little bit difficult it is, but it is not so difficult that we cannot understand it, right? So present perfect tense shows us the action which has been completed at the present moment. So about what action does present perfect tense talks? Present perfect tense talks about the action which is over right now. Say for example, you might have had your lunch, so the action is over, and accordingly we have got some examples like he has prepared a cup of coffee for himself. So already he has finished preparing the cup of coffee, and that's why we have written he has prepared a cup of coffee for himself. She has come to meet me. Already she is in your home, so she has come to meet me. So the present perfect tense is formed by using have and has. Yes, the moment you are framing sentences under present perfect tense, you have to understand that we are going to use either have or has depending on the subject which we are using. Okay, so what is the structure of the sentence? We will have subject plus have or has plus V3 form of the verb, that is past participle. Yeah. So for example, if it is go, V1, go, went, V2, Gone is V3. Yeah. So here our example, Raju has left. Raju has left for the day. I have finished my homework. So just now I have completed my homework, and that's why I'm telling it like this. I have completed my homework. I have finished having my lunch. I have finished practicing my coding assignment today. So present perfect tense is used to show a connection between the past and the present. Yes. So something you were doing in the past and at present it is over. That is why we use the present perfect tense. It is usually used to talk about experience, like some kind of experience which you have, some kind of change which has happened, or for any continuing situation. So for talking about experience, okay, I have seen an island. You can say I have seen Mount Everest. I have i have seen a jungle. I have seen. I have been to Bangkok. I have been to Bangkok. So I is the subject, have is the helping verb which we are using, been is the main verb. This is the V3 form of the verb. Have you seen an elephant? So this is how we are going to frame questions under present perfect tense. The moment you think of framing question, the helping verb will come at the front. Yes, have you seen an elephant? We have never been to Kerala. And then some change which has happened. I have broken my finger. I have broken. So earlier my finger was okay. Now my finger is broken. I have broken my finger. I have joined an English class. So earlier I did not join any English class, but now I have joined an English class. She has bought a car. Earlier, she did not have any car, but now she has a car. Their schools have reopened. Okay, so earlier the schools were closed, but now it is open. Has the virus stopped spreading? So somewhere you are asking question to people. Has the virus stopped spreading? Okay. And talking about continuous situation, so generally for continuous situation we use present perfect continuous tense. We do not use present perfect tense, but in case you are using, we can frame sentences under like this: I have taught online since May. I have taught online since May. So this sentence doesn't mean that we have completed teaching. This sentence says that from the month have we have started teaching online, and yet we are teaching. The action is continuing. He has attended online classes for 6 months. Means 6 months back he has joined the classes, and now also he is going to that class. He has not met with me for 2 months now. Okay, so starting from beginning till now, it has been 2 months that these people have not met with each other. I have been here for a long time. Yes, so still it is continuing. He had been in that place for a long time, from the past till now. He has worked here since 2015. Means from 2015 he has started working in a certain place, and still he is working. Yes, so what are the situations where we use present perfect tense? That is to talk about our experience, to talk about some kind of information that has changed, or to talk about some continuous situation. Now the moment we use since and for, we do get confused, like where to use since, where to use for, isn't it? So the if you are showing the duration of the time, you are not showing any specific time, in that case you are going to use for. That is, if you are using 20 minutes or 3 days or 6 months or 4 years or 2 centuries, this is the duration period of time which you are showing. You are not showing the exact time, and that is when we will use for, right? Then since. When we use since, when we show the specific time, at that point of time only we will use since. For the time, say for example at 6:15 p.m. Monday, that is the exact day we are showing. January, that is the exact month we are talking about. 1994, that is the exact year we are talking about. And 1800 is the exact century which we are talking about. So, coming back to these examples, I have taught online since May. So, here we are showing the particular month from when we had started. Okay, and so we have used since here. Next sentence, he has attended online classes for 6 months. This is the duration of the time we are showing, and that's why we have used for here. He has not met with me for 2 months now. Again, this is a duration. We are not showing exact time from when it started and when it ended, but we are showing the duration, and that's why we have used for here. Next question, we have been here for a long time. Long time. What does that mean? How much time? How many months? How many years? How many days? We don't know, right? And that's why we use for here. And the last sentence, he has worked here since 2015. So here we are getting the exact year from when he has started working in that certain place, and that's why we are using since here. Yes, I hope you will be remembering when to use for and when to use since. Then, okay, this is what we were talking about. This is the v1 form of the verb, this is v2, and this is v3. The moment we say v1, that means you have to use present form of the verb. V2 means you have to use past form of the verb. V3 means you have to use past participle form of the verb. So for example, become, became, become. Build, built, built. Hide, hid, hidden. Steal, stole, stolen. Throw, threw, thrown. Write, wrote, written. Fall, fell, fallen. Sleep, slept, slept. Sing, sang, sung. Okay, in case you don't know the forms of the verb, please download some, the structure of verbs from Google, and try to memorize them, because some of the verbs which we use daily are irregular form. Yeah, generally we say if we use ed at the end, it becomes past tense. No, that is not the thing. All the verbs will not end up with ed, and generally the regular verbs which we use are they do not end up with ed. Yes, for example, if I say regular verb, that is walk, walked. Yeah, but then most of the time we use so many words like see. What is the past form of see? It is seed. No, saw. And I have seen people using sword. We don't have any word called sword. I have sent you a mail. Past tense. I have sent. Sent is the past tense. Send is the present tense. I have sent you a mail. Yes. Send, sent, sent. There is no word called sended. Awake, awoke, awoken. We don't have any word called awake. Yes. So buy, people say bide. We don't have any word called bide. Buy, bought, bought. So you have to learn these, since these are some regular verbs which we use all the time while talking. So it's better just download the, that sheet from the Google. You will get from many sites, you will get the sheet. Download it and then try to memorize it, and after that do try to think on that, think like how you are going to use them in your sentences, or you can just write sentences while you are memorizing. Like you can write one sentence with become, and then became, and then become again. Okay, so moving forward to present perfect continuous tense. Okay, so my explanations are a little bit lengthy. In case we are not able to continue, finish tenses today, We will continue with the remaining part tomorrow also, and then we will see the interview questions as well. So now we are going to do present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous tense is used for an action which began at some time in the past and is still continuing. So under present perfect continuous tense, we include all those actions which started in the past and still it is continuing. Yes, for example, he has been sleeping for 5 hours. Okay, so 5 hours back he started to sleep and yet he is sleeping. So that's why we framed this action under present perfect continuous tense. He has been sleeping for 5 hours. They have been building the bridge for several months. Means several months back they have started to build the bridge and yet they are building. Yes, they have been playing since 4 o'clock. Since 4 o'clock they have started to play and yet they are playing. So what is the structure of the sentence? We will have subject plus have or has plus been plus ing form of the main verb. Yes, and this is how the structure would be. So the moment we say continuous, that means we have to use ing. But under present perfect tense we are also going to use been. Yes, now when to use have and has? We will use have when we have subjects like I, you, we, they, or any kind of plural subject like my family, my friends, my colleagues. In this way, in those cases we will be using have. And in case our subject is singular like he, she, it, or if you are using somebody's name, your friend's name Rohan, your sister's name, your brother's name, in that case we will use has. Yes, the moment our subject is singular we will use has, and if our subject is plural we will use have. And you have to remember that with I and you we always use the plural form of the verb. We use present perfect continuous tense to talk about past action recently stopped. Means it was continuous and just now it has stopped. Past action still continuing. Maybe it has started earlier and still it is continuing. So for both the situations we use present perfect continuous tense. For example, past action recently stopped. I am tired because I have been working. I have been working the whole day. I have been working the whole day. So it has happened in the present throughout the day. Your mother might say, I am so tired. Today I worked so hard, so much. She had to clean the whole, home. She had to cook the food, so many things. So in that case, she can frame sentences like this: I am tired because I have been working throughout the day. Yes. Why the clothes are wet? Has it been raining? Why the clothes are wet? Has it been raining? You don't understand because you haven't been concentrating. So in all these sentences we have got two clauses. One clause is under simple present and the other one is under present perfect continuous form. Okay, I am tired because I have been working. Why the clothes are wet? Has it been raining? You don't understand because you haven't been concentrating. So you just have to remember the structure. Past action still continuing. I have been reading for 1 hour. I have been taking this session from last half an hour. Yes, we have been preparing for exam since 9 o'clock. Okay, so all the actions which are continuing you can frame them under present perfect continuous tense. I hope you understood. If there is any confusion please let me know so that I can explain it to you and your confusion would be cleared. Yes, so now I am moving towards simple past tense. Very simple it is. Yes, most of the, you should remember, most of the time we talk it is always in past tense. Yeah, we talk about our past events. Today morning I met one friend, today morning my mother said like this, yesterday I spoke to my colleague and he was telling like this, yesterday my manager came to meet me and he was so happy about this and that. So everything we speak is under past tense. Yes, so you need to know how you are going to frame sentences under past tense correctly. Yes, and the moment if you are explaining any story, also stories are always something which happened in the past, so of course we are going to use past tense for them. So simple past tense denotes an action that took place at some time in the past. So now we are going to talk about simple past, and simple past talks about the actions which took place at some time in the past. For example, I played football with my friend yesterday. Just a day back you were playing football, and that's why you were telling I played football with my friend yesterday. We lived in Delhi for 5 years. Another thing here you have to notice is that we don't have any helping verb here. Yes, for past tense we have helping verb, was and were. But the moment we are framing sentences under simple past tense, we do not use any kind of helping verb. We have the subject and the V2 form of the verb. V2 means past form of the verb. And another thing you have to remember is this, that under past tense we do not use any subject verb agreement, because we have a particular verb V2 form of the verb which is going to be applicable to all the kind of subjects, whether it is singular or plural. So played football or we played football, both would be correct. We lived in Delhi for 5 years. It also refers to past habits, some habits which we had in the past but now we don't have those habits. For example, my father usually closed his shop at 8 p.m. So earlier we had a shop and my father used to close that shop at 8 p.m. daily, and that's why we have used usually here. My father usually closed his shop at 8 p.m. We often watch television at night. Yes, he studied many hours every day. She always carried an umbrella. Sometimes you talk about your childhood to somebody, to maybe to your friend or maybe to any kid. At that point of time, you frame sentences under simple past because you are talking about your past habits. And the moment you talk about your past habits, you have to use words like generally, always, usually, often. Okay, so for example, when I was a child I usually used to play cricket. Generally I used to go to my uncle's home when I was a child. So like this you are talking about your past habits. Past simple tense is the tense which we use the most while talking. Yes, this is the most usage tense which we use while talking. Yes, so positive sentence subject plus V2. If we are framing negative sentence, we have to use subject plus did not plus V1 form of the verb. Now here, the moment you use did is a helping verb in its past form. Once we have used one verb in its past form, we are not going to use the other verb in past form again. It will be in its V1 form, that is present form. This you have to remember. So for example here, I went for shopping. I went for shopping. This is a positive sentence. You worked hard. You worked hard. This is again positive sentence. So I went, subject plus V2 form of the verb. You worked, subject plus V2 form of the verb. She did not do her homework. This is a negative form of the sentence. She did not. She is the subject. This is third person singular pronoun. She did not. So, did is the helping verb in its past form. Yes, did not do. Do is the present form of the main verb. So, she did not do her homework. You will not frame sentence she did not done her homework. This is totally wrong. You have to say she did not do her homework. We did not play yesterday. We have used did, and that's why we are using play here. If you are writing we did not played yesterday, then it is wrong. Yes, what should we write? We will write we did not play yesterday. So generally it is said that we use did either to frame questions or to frame negative sentences, but we can also use did to emphasize on something. For example, I did my work. Somebody is asking whether you did your homework or not. Then you are answering yes. I did my work. I did my work. I did this. Who did this? I did this. So when you want to emphasize on something that yes, you have done at that point of time positively, you can use did. And then remember one thing, whenever you are using did is in its past form. So after that, whichever main verb you are using, that will be in its present form. Past simple with be form of the verb. I was here. Was is be form of past verb. I was here. They were in London last month. He was wrong. Was he right? Were you late today? Yes. So can you see, when we are framing questions, if the subject is singular, we are using singular form of the past helping verb at the beginning. And if our subject is plural, you is considered to be plural, you and I, because we use plural form of the verb with it. So with that, we'll be using plural form of the past helping verb. Again, we have got some practice questions here. The teacher dash us prepositions yesterday. Yeah, so I think it is very easy if you know the V2 form of the verb. The teacher taught us prepositions yesterday. The teacher taught. The past tense of teach is taught. So just think about what would be the past tense of buy, what would be the past tense of find, what would be the past tense of forget, and do all these sentences. Same here also, I have got one question. Past tense of throw. What is the past tense of throw? You have to write it here. Simple past is used to talk about both long and short events in the past, like she went to the market. She went to the market, so it is a short event. I lived in Mumbai for 6 years. This is a long event. Yeah, I lived. I subject, and lived is the past form of the verb. While telling stories, we use simple past tense only. Remember all these things. These are all the simple tips which we have, and we have given everything to you so that you can learn it and practice it, and then you can speak fluently. But you have to practice a lot. Going towards past continuous tense, as I told you, the moment we say continuous, our main verb will be coming with ing. Yes, ing. Past continuous tense denotes an action that was going on at some point of time in the past. Means in the past that action was going on. Yes, we were doing our homework. So maybe yesterday night we were doing our homework. She was looking outside the window. Have you seen small kids? Always they keep on complaining about somebody or the other. Then what they will say to their teacher if somebody was looking at the window before the teacher looked at her? What they will say? She was looking outside the window. Means a few minutes back she was continuously looking outside the window. It also expresses an action that was going on when something else happened. Sometimes we are doing something and something else happened and we stopped doing that thing. So such kind of sentences also comes under past continuous tense. For example, the students were shouting when the teacher entered the class. Okay, so before the teacher entered the class, the students were shouting. The moment teachers entered the class, the students, they stopped shouting. The students were shouting when the teacher entered the class. I was watching television when the doorbell rang. We were listening to radio all evening. We were listening to radio all evening. Okay. It was getting darker. Maybe you were coming from somewhere and it was becoming dark, it was becoming night. So you are telling it was getting darker. The light went out while I was reading. So when the light went out at that point of time, you were reading something. When I saw him, he was playing chess, right? So what is the structure? The past continuous tense is formed in the following way. Either you will use was and were depending on your subject plus ing form of the verb. Yeah. So rewrite the following sentences in past continuous tense. I began to sing. So how can you change it? Yes. Just think about it and do all these questions. Then underline the correct answer. This is also very simple. Think about it and do practice these at home. This will help you a lot. So when do we use was and were? We use was when we use the, our subjects are I, he, she, it. Okay. So when it is past tense with I, we will use was only. For you, we, they, we use were. You were playing yesterday. We were playing yesterday. They were playing yesterday. Okay. Okay. Again, we have got this chart. We already have discussed about it. Now, past perfect tense. Okay. Past perfect tense talks about past actions in the past, means the actions which already took place and it was over in the past itself. Yes. So here the structure of the sentence would be subject plus had plus past participle. We don't have anything like has or have, which we had in our present perfect tense. In past perfect tense, it will be had everywhere, irrespective whatever type of subject we are using. Had, because had is the past form of the verb. So here we use had, unlike have or has in present perfect. Main verb is in past participle v3 form of the verb. For negative sentence, again we are going to use not. For question sentences, subject and auxiliary verb is exchanged. Auxiliary verb means the helping verb will come at the beginning and then the subject will come. In case you are framing sentence question sentences, for example, I had finished my homework. I had finished my homework. I is the subject, had. This is the past form of the, have kind of verb. And finished, this is v3 form. I had finished my homework. You had gone to the market. She had not eaten her dinner today. So this is a negative form. As I told you, for negative sentences, we are going to use not in between. She had not eaten her dinner today. We had not started yet. Question sentences, had they. Can you see these things have changed their places? Had has come in front and then our subject they is coming. Had they arrived? Had he completed his work? Okay. So how can we use this? Here we talk about two incidents. Now remember that we use past perfect tense only when we want to show two incidents which happened in the past, because we want to show clearly which incident happened first and which incident took place next. Yes. So here we talk about two incidents which happened together in the past. Past perfect is used to show which incident happened first and which happened next. For example, the train left at 10 a.m. Sheila arrived at 10:15 a.m. This is a normal sentence. Two clauses are there. The train left at 10 a.m. Sheila arrived at 10:15 a.m. Now we are changing it to past perfect tense. When Sheila arrived, the train had left. When Sheila arrived, the train had left. So, what happened first and what happened next? First, the train had left and then Sheila arrived, right? So, whenever you are framing such kind of sentences, remember the incident which happened first will come under past perfect and the incident which happened next will come under simple past. Yeah, Sheila arrived. This is simple past. Train had left. This is past perfect. They were tired. They were tired. Simple past. They had worked for the whole day. Here I have got two sentences, but then we can just join it also. They were tired as they had worked for the whole day. Okay, so why they were tired? Because they worked for the whole day. So first of all, they worked and then they got tired. Okay, so present perfect tense talks about event which happened just now, but past perfect talks about event which happened before. For example, when I reached home, she had eaten her dinner. So the moment when I reached home, she had already finished having her dinner. Next question, we have got two clauses here. Ram had gone to Hyderabad. Sita had awoken at 6 a.m. today. So, how can we just join it and frame it under past perfect tense? It is when Sita awoke, Ram had reached Hyderabad. So, first of all, Ram reached Hyderabad and then Sita got up at morning. Okay. So, for example, we have imagine you had an appointment with a doctor and you were late and his assistant tells you. So when you are in the clinic, what does the doctor's assistant tells you? You are too late. The doctor has left. So just now the doctor has left, and that's why the assistant is using what? Present perfect. The doctor has left. Later you tell the same thing to your friends. Later you go back to your room, or maybe you are in your office, or when you are meeting your friend, at that point of time you are telling him, I was late, the doctor had left. Because you know there is a long time gap between these incidents, when the doctor left and when you met your friend. Okay, so I was late and the doctor had left. The doctor had left. So past perfect is generally used when we report something, and we use verbs like said, told, asked, thought, wondered. All these are V3 form of the verbs. He told me that the doctor had left. He told me means the doctor's assistant told me that the doctor had left. I thought I had finished my homework. This is a different kind of example. I thought I had finished my work, but I did not. I asked them why they had not eaten yet. So here also we have got two clauses. First of all, the person, some people, they had not eaten their lunch, and then I asked. Yes, these are some questions again. Please do practice these at home, right? Then past perfect continuous tense. The past perfect continuous tense is used for an action that began before a certain point in the past and continued up to that time. Means at the past it started, yes, it was continuous, and when we are talking at that point of time, it is over. So I was very tired as I had been working for the whole day. Yes, just you are using been and ing form of the verb in between to frame the sentences under past perfect continuous tense. I was very tired as I had been working for the whole day. Sheena achieved good marks in her maths exam because she had been working very hard last month, right? So what is the structure of the sentence? We will use subject plus had been plus ing form of the verb, right? So guys, today we had completed present tense and past tense, and tomorrow we are going to see on future tense, and then we will discuss about the interview questions. Till now, anybody have any questions on present tense, past tense, present perfect tense, past perfect tense? You can ask. Please, you can message me in the chat so that I can just answer you. We have few minutes left. Any question, anybody? No questions? Shall I wind up? Okay. So for today, I'm winding up the class. Yes, because if we start with future tense, it will take more time and we don't have that much time. So tomorrow we will start with future tense. And if you have any question, please do let me know in tomorrow's class. Yeah, and we will discuss on that. So thank you for today. Thank you for attending the class. I hope you had learned something. Thank you.